I've been stuck on the sidelines watching life. Same routine, just getting by. Skills on top, kicks passing by. Too much grind, not enough pay. I know there's more and I won't pretend. This is where the change begins. No more waiting, no more doubt. Right now's the time, I'm breaking out. No distractions, no excuses now. I'm locked in, I made a vow. From learning hands to earning plans, I rise, I build, I understand. The gate is open, I'm walking in. Through the gateway I begin. From learning to earning, I'm on my way. Turning my skills into gigs every day. We rise together, we won't break. Every move is mine to make. The gate is open, I'm stepping through. A better life in everything I do. New skills, new mind, new frame. I'm not the same, I've changed the game. From ideas to real results, turning my skills into paying gigs. I see the vision crystal clear. Opportunity is here. What I build is what I own. I plant the seed, I fully grow. No more doubt, I know my worth. I'm creating value on this earth. Step by step, I claim my space. Rome is now my daily base. The gate is open, I'm walking in. Oh, through the gateway I begin. From learning to earning, on my way. Turning my skills into gigs every day. We rise together, we will break. Every move is mine to make. The gate is open, I'm stepping through. A dignified life, I'm coming through. Oh, oh, oh. This is my moment, this is my call. I stand up strong, I won't fall. Through the gateway, I claim my place. A future built by skill and opportunity.
everyone. Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning from whatever state in Nigeria you're joining us. I hope you had a good night. I think I did. I hope you did too. So I want to start this conversation by saying that we're so excited to have every single one of you on the Gateway program. Thank you for choosing to come on this amazing ride with us. We're so excited to have you. As you already know, my name is Sarah and I'm the community manager at Gateway. I see a lot of questions in the chat already. You guys, relax, relax. Okay, we're coming to it. We must first, tell everybody why we are here, right? And then we'll come to answering this question. Thank you so much, Doreen, for saying good morning to Sarah. Good morning and happy weekend to you too. Thank you so much. I'm so excited to see you all. You can just let us know your name, your track, and your pathway in the chat. Because this conversation is for every single person on the Gateway program. So let us know so that we can say hello to each other and identify one another in the chat. What's your track? What's your pathway? Your name and where you're joining us from? Thank you so much for all the good mornings I'm seeing in the chat. It's a good morning as well to you, and I'm so excited to see you guys. Um, so I'm just going to go right into the gist of what Co-Creation Hub is. I know that a number of us have seen this program, or if you're just even clicking on this live, you came across this on YouTube and just decided to say, oh, what's going on here? Let me click and find out. So we're going to let you understand. Oh, I love it. Good morning, Trivers. I love it. Oh my God, who is saying good morning, ma'am? There is no ma'am here. We all go by our first names. Thank you so much. Rukayat is Sarah. Thank you. So I know that a number of us are still wondering what the Gateway program is about, what CC Hub is about. And in like 5 minutes, I'm going to give you the gist, okay? Don't worry, stick with me. And I can see all your questions, guys. Relax, don't worry, we'll get to it, okay? All right. So when we hear about Co-Creation Hub, Co-Creation Hub is a leading Pan-African creative and innovation ecosystem builder. Our mission is to accelerate the application of social capital and technology for economic prosperity across Africa. We do this by driving impact across the three key focus areas: education, health, and the creative industries. In these areas, we enable the ecosystem that make innovation possible, leveraging tools, levers including workforce development, investment, academic research-based innovation, civic resilience, community and ecosystem building support for startups, AI, emerging tech, and green innovation support, and innovation hub strengthening. We expand Africa's capacity to solve its most pressing challenges and build prosperity from the ground up. Today, our footprint span over 40 African countries where we actively support startup driving change. So that's the gist really about CCO. So what about Gateway, right? The Gateway program is a 5-year program designed to equip 400,000 young Nigerians, which include you, every single person who's on this call. So you see how important you are to us, right? Exactly. Young Nigerians, right? Especially women, persons with disability, and displaced youth with the skills, tools, and opportunity to access dignified gig work. A critical component of this program is the mentorship and community learning phase, which connect participants to peer learning groups and access to digital learning tools through 20 selected hubs, 2 per state in Abuja FCT, Enugu, Delta, Edo, Kaduna, Kano, Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, and Rivers State. I must say that it's very interesting to see the numbers that are pulling up in the hubs, guys. If you know that you've gotten your email that signals that you are eligible for the voucher, go to the hub, guys. The fact the environment is very conducive. You need to see, you are missing out if you've not gone to redeem your voucher, by the way. Let me just let you know that you're missing out, because the environment in all these hubs are very conducive for your learning, and you see how you are important to us and how we created this particular program. And we have Zainab on the call, who is our GDEI specialist. You know what? I will not say Zainab's role. Let Zainab come and tell us a bit about herself. And she's going to give us a 5-minute lightning talk about confidence, right? Because if you're going into the gig economy, you need to have confidence. Confidence alongside the skills that you're building through Gateway and your personal research is just like topping the entire, icing on the cake and the confettis, etc, etc. This is what stands you out for your clients in the gig economy. Is Zainab here? Zainab, let us see your pretty face. I know that you guys enjoyed the last session that Zainab organized. And so today we decided to sprinkle a bit of confidence and, you know, energizer in the conversation with Zainab starting. So we'll just give a few minutes for Zainab to join us. I'm just going to answer something I saw in the chat that was talking about what are these sessions on YouTube. Okay, I see Zainab is here. Hi, Zainab. How's the weather where you are? Literally, we're in the same state, but weather where you are.
Hi, Sarah, and hi, everyone. The weather is fine, thank you, and hope everyone is doing great today because I am doing great. So, thank you for this session. I don't know, Sarah, can I just go in?
Oh yes, I'm gonna keep you on the clock, Zainab. 5 minutes. Just get us powered up, Yeah.
All right. So confidence. Confidence is your first skill in the gig economy. So first of all, I'm going to start with a question for my audiences. Who gets hired more often in the gig economy? Who do you think gets hired more often? Is it the smartest person? Is it the person with the most certificates? Is it the person with the most experience? Who do you think gets hired most often? Okay, so I don't know who you have in mind, but very often is the person who confidently shows what they can do. It is not about believing that you are perfect. It's believing that you can learn, you can adapt, and take the next step. All right. So confidence is believing that you can take the next step in what you are doing, and it is very, very important in this gig economy. Confidence, it's not loud and it's not fearless. It's trusting yourself, believing your skills have value, and speaking about your abilities honestly. Confidence is also trying even when success isn't guaranteed. So if you are shy, if if you're allowing fear to stop you from acting, you just know that you lack confidence. So confidence is a skill, it's not a personality trait. You just have to build yourself. Every successful person have self-doubt, but the difference is that they acted anyway. So you just need to take an action. Okay. So why does confidence matter in the gig economy? It's because you're your own ambassador. No one is going to promote you, no one is going to push you, no one is going to supervise you. You just need to do it yourself. You just need to tell yourself that you can do this. So finding opportunities to communicating with clients to negotiating payments and building your reputation is all you. So you are your own ambassador, and that's why it's very, very important in the gig economy. So you don't have to doubt yourself. All you need to do is to believe in yourself and tell yourself that you are good enough. All the negative thoughts that comes to your mind, you just need to erase it and take it away. The truth is, nobody starts as an expert. Everybody is a beginner, and everybody has their first client. So you just need to first put yourself out there. If you don't put yourself out there, guy, you're not going anywhere. All right. So think about riding a bicycle. If you ever ridden a bicycle, how did you start? How was the first step of you riding a bicycle? You didn't just become confident and just take the bicycle and start riding, right? You became confident because you kept trying and you kept riding. So consistent actions is what creates confidence. What When you wait, you won't be confident. So you just need to keep building yourself and building yourself gradually by completing projects. When a client calls you for a project, you complete it, you continue practicing, you build your portfolio effectively, you ask questions where you don't understand, you learn from the feedbacks that you get, There is always a learning in feedback. So you learn from the feedbacks that you get. If you made a mistake, you learn from your mistakes. Also, don't forget volunteering. Sometimes volunteering gets you where you don't think you would go to. Okay. So I'm not going to take too much of our time here. I'm just going to just talk. Stop sharing my screen here. So the only one and true thing I want you to remember is this: confidence is not a skill. Oh, sorry, it's a skill. Sorry, it's not a personality trait. It's a skill. It's a skill that you build gradually. And then when you doubt yourself consistently, you would not be able to be confident enough to face the opportunity that comes to you. Self doubt is normal, but it shouldn't determine your decisions. Your decisions should come even when you feel doubt. Okay, talk positively to yourself. Tell yourself you can do it. All right, the gig economy rewards people who take initiative, and it's only when you consistently take an action that you can build your confidence more effectively. All right, so every successful professional started somewhere and have that is all from me today, and I'm going to leave you all to take your session on the gig economy today. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much, Zainab. That was such a beautiful delivery. Very simple, very clear, very concise. You heard the woman, everyone, and it shows that alongside, as you're learning all the skills through the program, that you're building confidence as well. That's what's going to make you stand out in the gig economy. Okay, guys, so we have a quick icebreaker activity. We have a quick icebreaker activity now, because this conversation involves every single one of you, and we know that. Let me tell you, there are already people in this program that are making moves. By the way, let's just put that out there first of all. There are people that are already getting clients and landing gigs. So don't think small about yourself. Oh. There's nobody that is better than you. You are the next best thing after sliced bread. I don't like bread, but I had to use that reference. I know. Okay, guys. So let's do this very quick icebreaker activity, right? If you've ever gotten any client in the past as a beginner, right? Or maybe intermediary, whatever caterer you want to put yourself, what is one mistake you made while engaging them that you wish someone warned you about? So one thing that I know, for example, that I can say for myself is pricing my services like really low, because at the time I had sort of like imposter syndrome. And so I'm using my own experience now to buy us some time. You can see the icebreaker on the screen. So let us know, what your own experience was. I'll read out like one or two of those. Yeah, mine was like pricing my services like really low, and then because imposter syndrome wanted to kill me at the time. And so I had this very amazing mentor who said, why do our parents buy us big clothes when we're younger? It's because we will grow into it, right? And that analogy made my mindset like really change. Like every place that you find yourself, the only thing that makes you better than the next person who is there is like years of experience. They obviously grow into it. So guys, do not like price yourself low. Do not think that, oh, you don't want this opportunity, etc. I'm reading comments in the chat. I under undercharged my client and they took advantage of it. Or me and you both, girl. um Low pricing, yes, I can see that. Oh my god, low pricing. Mine is pricing. Sometimes I doubt my work if the client will accept it. You see, we're all living vicariously through one another, to be honest. I undercharged my clients, yes. Sorry, it's just taking a minute for some of the comments to load. And I'm trying to like give it a bit of time. So okay, while we wait for some of the comments there, we've seen that some things that are reoccurring is like low pricing, you know, you are underselling yourself to a client and then you're not getting paid for the work that you do, etc. So which is why these sessions that we're organizing is going to teach you the etiquettes that you need. See how we're ensuring that even beyond the learning that you're getting on the LMS, you're also learning soft skills that also shape your entire journey in gig work. Abutu said, I underestimated myself and my skill. I understand. I understand. And don't worry, you're not alone, right? Which is why all these sessions are being created to help you build your confidence, build your negotiating skill, how you even brand yourself, how you communicate to clients. Because the goal is for you to deal with international clients, right? And you cannot go and be typing shabby emails to them, or your rate card is just looking messy and you're using capital letter A at the start, small letter in the middle, capital letter B, small letter B, and everything just looking disjointed. I'm reading more comments just to give us a bit of time, giving a short deadline to make them happy when that's not possible. Ooh, I understand. Never price yourself low and always work with evidence to showcase to your future clients. Due to lack of evidence, I once lost a payment that still pains me today. Don't worry, girl. The sun is shining. There's another day for you to make up. As long as you're alive, you can always make that money that you lost. Don't worry, we're rooting for you. Um, I underestimated my skill set too. There are many things I could do and assumed every other person had the skill. Thank you, Zainab, and thank you to the entire Gateway team for that lightning talk that we just had about confidence. You are the next best thing after sliced bread. So don't forget it. Okay? There's nobody out there that is better than you. Setting up pricing for a client's work without considering the cost behind getting the job done. I understand. Like, because sometimes we have this what's it called, euphoria, when we get like a client brief and we're just happy to like get into it, and we sometimes just underprice ourselves, and when we're doing the real work we see that it doesn't add up to, it's not commensurate to the work that's being done, whatever we charge them. Agreeing to impossible deadline is something that we also just do, when we come into the gig marketplace, because we're trying to appease many clients or trying to make them happy so that they can come back to us or refer us to their friends. Don't worry, we understand. There is a lot to learn. Yes, there is a lot to learn, and this is why this session is very important. And so, whilst we're still having this conversation in the chat, we'll be getting ready to bring up to the screen our, you know what, I always just prefer the man reads out his portfolio himself or his title. It's yeah, it doesn't roll off my tongue very easy. So okay, I'm gonna take a stab at it. I'm coming. I just saw that ticker with his title on. Can we have that again? Can we have his title on? I okay. Gig and let me try from my head now. Okay, gig platforms and partnership manager. Whew. Okay, this was specially curated for the man and specially curated for you guys as well. So this session is going to teach you all the rudimentaries that you need to learn about communication. Something as simple as sending a shabby email to a client can make them look past your portfolio. And if you're going to be competing in a very steep and global market, it's very important that you stand out, even down to how you craft your emails, how you communicate, and how you exchange conversation with your client. So, Afosa, do you want to tell us something before let's just wet the ground a bit, make everyone feel very excited? Do you want to tell us something informal that we probably don't know outside of what we're seeing here?
Okay, thank you so much, Sarah. First things first, are you saying I should tell them something about myself or just about gig work? About myself, the thing I will say right now might make me to trend, and I don't like to show myself. Please, I'm a very peaceful person. I'm like one man. I'm a preacher of love, not of war. Hmm? Okay, so thank you so much, Zainab, for that session you gave. I think one of the things that Sarah said, and you also said as well, that worries everybody, no matter how high they all rise, is imposter syndrome. Waking up and seeing someone who's been earning 5,000 naira for doing the same task now on a platform where the average charge there is 150 USD. And you ask yourself, am I really worth this amount of money? So the very first thing you have to battle, which is why we must, I would have said W's in the chat. Please, yes, W's in the chat. Just go to the chat right now and just give W's to the community team, Sarah, Anna, and the amazing Chinere. You guys are doing amazingly well. Gig workers, one of the things that happens to us is with so let's talk a little before I start talking about why I'm here. With every other kind of job, you have a structure that you plug into. So if you're working in a company, if you have imposter syndrome, you have somebody to fall back to. You have a team lead, you have HR, you have even your team members who you could discuss with. You could peg yourself against something. But with freelance work, with gig work, you have nobody. You are your HR, you are your operations lead, you are everything and everyone. So there's nobody to fall back on if something goes wrong. Which is why what we're talking about today, gig work ethics or etiquette, is something foundational to how you operate. These are guardrails you put in place to ensure that even when you don't feel yourself, your result can speak when you are not even in the room. And one of such things now is what we'll be talking about. Talk like somebody who gets hired again. Now, don't just read these things on the screen. Say to yourself, I will talk like somebody who will get hired again. I will communicate like somebody who will get hired again. I will speak like somebody who gets hired again. So, what exactly are we trying to say here? Two people can go competing for the same job. One will get hired and the other one would not. What exactly is this distinguishing factor? Communication. Communication. Let me tell you something about gig work. There's a session we held some days back, and I said it there, and I've said it again here. In gig work, you are not selling products, you are selling services. And the very first service you sell is your personality. People will buy your product at first, then buy you, then keep buying your product because of you. People will stick to your work not only because your work is good, but because the person who's delivering that work is as good as the work that they are delivering. So, someone who has 100% response or 100% quality on the product he delivers, but 20% in his people skill is less likely to have a recurring sale than somebody who scores 60% on the quality of their product, but they have people skill, they have relational skill up to 80 to 90%. So people hire you for your competence, but they rehire you for your character. And one special character we're talking about today is communication. See, when you don't even wait till you finish this course. Now you're in gateway. The very first thing you must understand is you have started a business. And what do all businessmen have in common? The ability to communicate, the ability to speak. In fact, communication is one skill you cannot take away from any discipline at all. I'll give you a very funny example. What is the difference between an amateur surgeon and a professional surgeon or a more experienced surgeon? It's not just in the way they do their surgery, but it's in the way they communicate to their team and also to the people who have been affected by the outcome of that surgery. So imagine a doctor enters into the theater and after doing all that comes out and say, he don't die, you, he don't die. What comes to mind? This person doesn't even know what they are doing at all. So is super experienced in what they are doing. But because they have just displayed a bit of lack of empathy, lack of communication, lack of understanding of the scenario that they're in, nobody gets to relate with them. Nobody gets to validate the quality of the service is rendered. All they get to say is because of the way he talks, I can already tell that he cannot do a good job. Do you get? So from Gateway, understand this. You must speak, you must act, you must communicate, you must send emails, you must answer phone calls like somebody who wants to be hired again. Not just somebody who gets hired, but somebody who actually wants to get hired again and again and again. So, in that light, know this that the certificate is not the goal. The certificate is not the goal. The learnings you get from it is what actually matters. Let's take this. Now let's start building scenarios. The very first reply you give to a client wins you the job. Very first response. That's what wins it. Example. Don't think because a client has seen your work and has messaged you, you are the only person that they are talking to. They're talking to other persons as well. So a client puts out a post and messages you with some other person and says, "Hi, I have a job available. Are you ready to do it? Or are you up to the task?" That client puts up that job, let's say by 9 a.m. And then by 9:15 or 9:12, you have responded saying, "Oh, yes, I'm available. Thank you. What exactly do you want me to do? I'm up for it." Then some other persons who they've also responded to puts up their own response by 2:30 p.m. Who exactly do you think the client will respond to or would pick for the job? Who? The person who responded promptly, which means in freelancing, time is of essence. Time is a tool, is a weapon in freelancing, in gig work. Hold time in one hand, hold communication in one hand. In fact, it is the way you manage time that will determine how you manage communication. If you are a procrastinator and a slow worker, you most likely will not do so well in gig work. Let's just be upfront and telling ourselves the truth. No matter how good you are, if you delay people's jobs, you don't respond to them on time, the chances of you being retained or put on a retainership is very, very low. In fact, you are most likely to score a bad review because of that, and that would not only spoil your chance with that client, but would also spoil your chance with clients. So take this learning out of it. Your response time is as important to who you are communicating with than your skill. Your skill. All right. So say it back before you start. That's technique two. Technique one here is speed. Understanding here that speed is of importance. I will repeat technique one again. Hold time on one hand, communication on the other hand. The way you manage your time will determine how you manage communication. I'll give you an example again for the sake of those who do not understand. Imagine you come up and you say, "Oh, yes, I'm available for this. I can start today. Tell me more about it." And somebody who responds 30 minutes after, the person will be asking, "Hi, is this job still free? Sorry, I missed your call." So, no matter how good you speak the English after you have missed that time, you will see that because you did not manage time properly, your communication now becomes less effective. So speed is as important as communication. In fact, again, I'm saying this for the last time, speed determines the quality of your communication. It is easy for you to get correction when you do things early than when you do things late. So next up, next one. Technique two there. Technique two there says say it back before you start. So when a client tells you something like, "I need social media designs, nothing crazy by next week ish." So before you even start committing to what the client has said, don't just tell the person, "Oh yes, I can do this. Let's begin. Send me contract." No, you must first of all verbally agree with the person, be on the same wavelength, be on the same mind frame with the client before you commit to anything. Say it back. Someone says, "I need social media design." Say, "Oh, okay. Okay, if I can hear you clearly, you need Instagram designs, or you need Facebook designs, or you need TikTok designs, or you need videos. Do you need it in this standard or this standard or this standard?" You should be able to be on the same wavelength with the client before they start. Something that happens to most designers, most developers, most people is you hear people say things like, they tell you, "I need a design, nothing really crazy, something really nice." And you're like, "Okay, don't worry, I got you." Because you think you're in the client's mind, you go and you design, and then you bring the design for the client, and the client is like, "Oh, sorry, no, 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 this is not what I want." So asking for clarity or saying it back before you start is a good way for you to remove vagueness and ambiguity from the scope of the deliverable. So clients are fond of giving vague descriptions for what they want. They say things like, "I just need a wonderful UI. I just need an amazing website." And in your head, you think you know what the client needs. You go on your own and you start designing, and you come back, and the client now gives you three, four, five different corrections. In fact, the last one you will finally give the client will be far different from the first one you did. That means you have done that job 3 to 4 different times. But if you agree with the client verbally or in writing on the scope of the work, now this is not a contract agreement. We're talking about how to speak like somebody who wants to get hired. The client sees that you are a serious person, you are somebody who understands professionalism, you are not just agile and in haste to get the work done. You clear all ambiguity and vagueness from the scope of your work. The next thing is you then determine the time frame that they want the job. The person says, I need it by next week ish. Then you just design, ask for clarity. So, do you mean by Friday or by Saturday or do you mean Sunday? Do you mean at the end of work week or do you mean at the end of the week in total? So, saying it, communicating with the client gives you, puts you in sync with the client before you even commit to doing anything. Like I said again, this would reduce vagueness of the scope of the work, ambiguity on the deliverables, and also any confusion in the time frame to deliver it. So technique 3 here says give the bad news early. Bad news beats silence. If you're unable to deliver something, look, as a gig worker, look at yourself like a pastor, look at yourself like a salesman, look at yourself like a playboy. You know how playboys do when they want to woo a lady. You speak so well. That's how you don't take a different persona. It's the same thing. That guy you are calling a playboy is a master salesman. In fact, you should be on the same wavelength on the way you talk, just like that guy. Deliver news early, communicate it properly. Don't just come and say, sir, I could not do it. Oh, sorry, please. NEPA just went off in my area. They don't understand that reality. They cannot operate with you in that same way. So you should be able to give clear communication exactly when it is needed. If a client reaches out to you and you're unable to reply their call, the moment you see it, even if you are busy, type to them and tell them, oh, sorry, can I get back to you in 30 minutes? And make sure that 30 minutes is 30 minutes. Don't come and tell them, um, don't come and just in your head, you're like, when I finish what I'm doing, I will get back to them. And when you finish, it'll be 4 hours from that time. And then you go to the client and you're trying to communicate to them at that time. That is a no no. Most clients do not like late communication. Bad news beats silence every time because clients will check with you. It creates panic, like we see there, it creates panic, it creates chases, and they never hire you again because you don't also know their deadline or what they want to use it for. When they meet up with you and they give you a job, Friday deadline, Wednesday, you realize you're behind. What should you do? Tell them, sorry, please, I would need a couple more hours to deliver the job. I have some things that are holding me back. Don't just go silent on them. And then Friday comes and then you then begin to give a technical answer. And actually, I was trying to do this, but the concept became a bit more difficult for me to achieve. No, 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 no. Go first of all as a salesman before you put up the technical part of your work. Second, honesty is key. Technique 4, clarity. Write like a human, not a textbook. In fact, before I talk about this, I want to talk about something I have seen with the way you even communicate. Most of you communicate, not most of you, shall let's say some of you communicate with us here at Gateway. You guys should understand there are different parts of the body of an email or when you're sending an email. You have what we call the recipient, and then you have the subject of the email before you have the body. Most times, your subject will tell the person if they would even read your email in a particular mind frame or not. Write like a human being and not a textbook. Because we now have AI and we have ChatGPT, doesn't mean that you should go to ChatGPT or go to Claude or go to Gemini at every instance to generate a response and send it to the client. It doesn't work that way. Double check the person's email, understand the context of what you are going to mail them about, write like a human being. Let's see the example on screen. Clear, simple English is a paid skill. Long formal English just hides your points. Don't come and say things like, dear client, I am so delighted and I am flabbergasted by the way you have given me this opportunity. In fact, by all measures and metrics, I am outstanding, and I think this is a good way for me to display the capacities I've been able to accumulate over the past 14 years. God bless you, God keep you, and continue to make His face to shine upon you. You just think you have communicated, but that person just saw a whole bunch of nothing. So what should you do? Hit them clearly and says, "Hi, I'm ready to do this job. I have attached my portfolio to this, and I think I'm a good fit for the deliverables as assigned. Please see to this, see to this, see to this." That's it. That's it. They don't think like you. They don't have the same social context like you. They don't have the same environmental reason like you. They don't have the same social experiences like you. Don't go there and start greeting. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm very grateful. Amen. They don't care. Be direct, be plain, be simple. Short sentences, no hereby, no essays, no, it's not an application form. Don't write it like you're writing letter in WAEC English language. Just go direct, and that is the best way to get communication across. Technique 5, trust. Somebody say trust. Type it in the chat. Trust. What exactly is trust? Be a gig worker of your words. A gig worker of your words. What does that mean? If you say you will do something in 5 days, do it in 5 days. If 5 days will not be enough to do it, and you've discovered that it will not be enough, like we said earlier, give them the bad news early. By the second day, you should be able to tell if 5 days will be enough or not. And you communicate to them clearly. Sorry, I had earlier said 5 days would be enough, but I have seen right now that we're going to have a challenge with doing this. Can you please give me another 24 hours to deliver this extra? So it has become 6 days. But you have told the person 4 days or 3 days prior. The very principal thing you should do, even before you do that, use that as a safe, like a fail safe. First skill you should use here is to under promise. What does under promise mean? The client says they need something in 5 days. You explain to them clearly and tell the client, I would have loved to do this in 5 days, but I also want to deliver something that would actually meet with the actual schema or the actual deliverable you need, your actual expectation or your objective. For me to complete this, I would need 7 days. 7 days, in 7 days, I should be able to deliver this to you clean and prompt. When you communicate like that to the client, what the client hears you say is, I know what I am doing. What you are doing right now will put me under pressure, but trust me to do it the way I want to do it, and I will not let you down. The client trusts you and believes you. Here's the thing. If you go completely by the time frame of the client, you are bound already, and they have a not only a legal hold over you, they also have a moral hold over you. They believe you have deceived them if you fail them, because they want you to negotiate not only your salary or your payment, they also want you to negotiate the time frame and the quality of work. So if you do not negotiate that, they believe you have agreed with them, so it is morally binding on you or ethically binding on you to follow through with what you have said. So if you trust what they have said and you follow through with what they have said without you doing your own due diligence to negotiate the timing with them, that puts you under pressure, and they begin to see you as having a moral contract with them as much as you have an actual written contract with them. So you will lose not only your money, you will also lose trust. So what should you do? Always under promise. Under promise means if it's going to take you 5 days to do something, tell them it will take me 7, it will take me 8, and see if they are comfortable with that date. Don't tell them it will take me 4 days. No, it's a very simple thing. I just put color here, put design here, put design here, and I'm done. Don't oversimplify the deliverable before you achieve it. You'll be putting yourself in a tight corner. Is that clear? All right. So let's see the 6 techniques once again. The 6 techniques form one. Fast. Work fast. Time is an essential tool that determines the quality of your communication. Time is an essential tool that determines the quality of your communication. Example, and I'm about to sway again out of line, so keep your mind on this, but let me use that as an example. If you are talking with your loved one, your partner, or whoever, or you're talking with your mom, and your mom sends you by 8 a.m., and she knows you are not busy or you are busy, what does she expect you to do? Reply to her and say, can I get back to you by 10? I'm at work. If you leave her on read and come to reply her back by 12 p.m., what then will she think? You do not value the relationship you have with her. So even if you come back later with many, I am sorry, please forgive me, What has happened has happened. Time already to review the quality or the way you value the quality you have, the quality of the relationship you have with them. You can marry this also with those of you who are in um, other forms of relationship. Number two, confirm the brief. What does it mean to confirm the brief? Before you even six technologies, one habit. Yeah, slide 10. Confirm the brief. What does it mean to confirm the brief? Confirming the brief here means you, before you even sign a contract, you must mentally be on the same wavelength with the person, understanding what needs to be delivered, how it needs to be delivered, and when it needs to be delivered. Don't just agree with a client's request because you want a gig. You are putting yourself in a moral and ethical bind that your failure to deliver will not only spoil your ability to get more jobs, it will also spoil the trust the person has in you to put you on a retainer. Third thing there is deliver bad news early. Deliver bad news early. If you are working and your system crashes or you have malfunctioning of your software, before you even find a solution, let the client know, please, I'm having some technical issues. The job is still going on as planned. If I have any other delays, I will communicate. Please do understand. Do you get? So that person gets to know that, okay, right now you're having the problem, but you have not asked for an extension yet. You're looking for a solution. So you go around looking for the solution. Immediately you get the solution, let them also know problem has been fixed track. We are still going to hit the deliverable as expected. Or problem has been fixed, we'll be needing an extra 12-hour extension. Please understand. Do you get? Deliver bad news early. Fourth thing there is write plainly. Write as though you are communicating with them. One thing, how do you do this? When you get a client and you see the person is from Poland, one of the easiest things for you to do as a gig worker is go on YouTube and just begin to search on YouTube the communication style in Poland. How to communicate with Polish people as a freelancer. YouTube is the biggest university in the world. You can find out anything. Why? Telling somebody sir can be an insult in another um, environment. But if you tell somebody, if you greet somebody who's elder, who's a much older person, without putting sir in Nigeria, the person would almost beat you. So you must understand to communicate plainly, communicate in the reality of the client, and make it simple. The fifth thing there you should do is under promise. Under promise. When we say under promise, we mean set realistic time frames. This doesn't also mean that you should factor in your laziness. No. If something will take you 2 days to do it, and they've given you 5 days to do it, don't go and tell them 7 days just because you want to accommodate your laziness. Why? You are not the first person this client is working with. They also know the average time it takes people to do the job. So if it means you working beyond normal to fix it on time, get it done, and pass along. But if you want to accommodate your laziness and say, they taught us in Gateway that we should under promise. Normally it will take me 3 days, but I'll just tell them 14 days just to be on the safe side. You are joking. The client might be gracious enough and agree with you and not call you back. So you should be able to have your standardized time, then put a buffer in front of it. The last thing, ask, don't skip. Ask for clarification. It is not a sign of weakness. It is also a sign of professionalism. If a doctor asks you to design their website for them, don't just go around googling medical terms to slap on their website. You can create a one pager or a document of all the terminologies you want to put on the website, and you can send it to them and be like, are you comfortable with these registers I want to use? Are these words comfortable? Are these pictures okay? Don't say I want to just blow their mind. I want to show them that I know what I am doing. It's a good thing to do if you actually know what you're doing. But in any point of vagueness on or ambiguity, please seek for clarification. It is important. So I'll run through the six again just by naming them. Reply fast, Communication is as important, speed is as important as communication. Confirm the brief, be on the same mental wavelength with the client. Deliver bad news early, let them know about the challenges you are facing in delivering your work. Write plainly, understand how to write, understand tenses, understand phrases, write cleanly, spell properly, check their emails, spell their names properly. These things matter. It matters a lot. Five, under promise and over deliver. And the sixth one, ask for help. Do not assume. Okay, so nobody will see your certificate. This is just before you go. Last thing I'm telling you. Nobody will see your certificate. Everybody will feel how you communicate. Communication is the closest we can use to judge your sense of understanding. I can judge your maturity. I can judge your level of education. I can judge your level of exposure just by how you communicate. When you hear a child speaking very fluent English, what do you say? Oh, this child really attends an expensive school. You can even tell the school that they attend. In fact, you can tell the places people are from just by how they communicate. You can say, oh, this person attends this church. This person went to this school just by how they communicate. It is the best way to review your level of exposure, your level of experience, and your level of understanding of what is being asked of you. Your skill will get you there. Your communication decides whether you are invited back. Master this and don't just finish your gigs. You will build a reputation that finds you and finds you and finds you over and over again. Most of us have referred people to other persons just because of how they relate with us. People don't just buy you, people buy how you communicate to them. So don't just nod, do this. Let's take an action step. All of you on the call, do this. This week, take your next message to anyone, a client, even the program team, and run it through today's test. Is my message fast? Is it clear? Is it honest? What you should do is get a script. Get a script, write a script, and say, when I want to respond to a client, this is what I will do. If the client asks me this, this is what I will do. Have a documented script on all your potential responses. First response you are giving out to the clients to bid for a job. When they respond to you, this is what I'm going to say to them. When they tell me this, if they tell me this, I say this. If they tell me this, I say this. Document it properly. Read it over and over and over again. Try communicating with people around you and get their feedback and responses and improve on your script. Act fast, be clear, and be honest. Everything will line up for you. I strongly believe this because we will not be spending our time trying to make sure that you understand gig work and earn from the gig economy if you do not think you have what it takes to actually make it. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you again to Sarah. Thank you to the amazing. Please, can we clap for Sarah? W's for Sarah in the chat. Yes, yes, yes. Go and get hired again and again and again. So, last information or announcement. Um, if you know you are in any of our tracks, um, foundations of growth, and you have not resumed your work, please go back there and resume your work. My only role in Gateway is simple. My job is to give you gigs, to make sure that you have access to gigs. And we already have gig platforms who are reaching out to us looking for gig workers. So if you have not finished or you have not completed the pathway that you're assigned to, you are not doing me, you are doing yourself. Do you get? So please, I'm begging you, please go back to your course. If you're stuck on the general gig work course and group pathway, open that LMS now and finish it and go to finance, go to business development. If you're stuck on any of the pathways in foundation, ensure that before the end of July, you have entered either the next course or the next pathway. We need you to finish because we want to see you earn. When you earn, you stop asking for urgent 2K. You can now start giving urgent 2K. Thank you so much, Sarah. Take it away.
Oh, thank you so much, Efosa. That was such great delivery. Can you guys see the energy in the room? Can you see it? Can we take a minute to give flowers to Efosa for this incredible, insightful, and concise session? Let's see the flowers going in the chat. That's our way to say thank you to Efosa, since we cannot literally buy him another jersey. I saw someone say his jersey looked really nice. I mean, if we can't copy him another pair of jersey, we may as well give him his flowers, right? So thank you so much, Efosa. I don't know if we want to take one or two questions. Okay. I feel like we got a lot of feedback since it was a very clear session. So you can always come back to rewatch this on YouTube. But I will see if okay, he's repping Gateway by the way. So you guys should quickly log into your LMS today. If you've not finished your courses, if you stopped somewhere, log in so that you can start earning gig money and you start repping Gateway. I just don't have my own jersey, so that you start getting your money, 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 money. Okay. We'll take one question for gentle words of faith for Efosa. It says, is it a good practice to ask for sample of what the client wants for clarity?
Okay, so as a fellow gig worker, I'll tell you it's tricky. The best thing you should do is give them samples of what you think they need. So if a client asks you that, because like I said, they have vague ideas in their head. So they'll come and if they had it fully defined, they will tell you, oh, this is what I want. But if you've been able to ask proper questions with them and you've been able to narrow the scope of what you think they need, you can now say, okay, I'm going to give you three different schemes and schemas or three different. Please tell me which one sits best with your idea of what you want. Did you get? So it's better if you show them that you are listening to them, not just them helping spoon feed you, and now they're looking for just your technical expertise. Do you understand? So if you're a graphics designer and they say, show me something, don't say, show me an example of what you want. No, that's a bad way to go about it. Rather ask them, okay, I've heard all what you said. I think I have a fair gauge of what you want. These are three samples I want to look at. Let me know the one that works best for you.
Thank you, Efosa, for that clean response. That's actually how to go. We're just going to take one final question because I think the Efosa session was pretty clear and direct. I'm reading from ABD says, where would someone get details of guided communication skills as a gig worker? Thanks.
Okay, so it's pretty simple. See, communication is an everyday relationship, which is why as a gig worker, don't just be cooped up in your house. If you're working for someone in China, open Google, watch Chinese movies, watch Chinese concepts, watch Chinese things. Be familiar with their culture so you can speak in their language. Communication is not just English, it's not just talking. Communication is the way they define communication is in three ways: coding, encoding, decoding, and also receiving. So you would give them what you said, you would wait for them to process what they said, and they should explain back to you or respond to you in the way you should also understand. So context matters in communication. Where do you get details of guided communication skills? Go to the general gig work course, general gig work course on the gateway program. Most of you did that course passively. You just opened the course and you just started marking, mark as done, mark as done, mark as done, mark as done, because you want to run. It's not me you are doing it. Go back there. Number two thing, make Google your friend. If you are talking to foreign clients, you cannot be speaking pidgin all through the day. Learn to type properly. Don't go and put I love you, TTYL. LUV. That's how you communicate all through your day. Then you think magically when you open Upwork, you will now start talking properly. It doesn't work that way. If you speak properly with your friends, you will speak properly with gig platforms. If you speak properly, if you speak properly online, you would also type properly. Also, you could reach out to the community team via community channels. And I think what I would do for some of you who have asked this is because I'm trying to be a good person. They've told me I'm a bit too harsh. I will put together a toolkit for those of you who would ask, only those who would ask. I'll put together a toolkit and I'll share it with community to guide you on how you should communicate, how to draw your scripts properly for responses. And if you ask community, they will give it to you. I think that should also help.
Thank you so much, Efosa. Just to ensure that we don't just get bombarded with a lot of questions. Maybe you can bring it back to the conversation in your next session. So, guys, that's something for you to look forward to. You see the toolkit that IFOSA is going to design. If you don't join the next gig work etiquette session, you're not going to get it. So, if you snooze, you lose, in the words of, I don't know, one influencer like that. But yes, guys, so look forward to that and look forward to updates from us for the next session. If you don't come, you will not get it. And so, we're going to take maybe the next 10 minutes. There's going to be a survey form in the chat now. We will literally want to hear how you felt about the FOSASH session, right? Do you think that it was clear? Do you think it was concise? How are you feeling after this session? Are you powered up and ready to go? So check for the survey link in the chat. Start filling that out, guys. And I'm going to take a couple of technical questions. I mean, I've seen a lot of those in the comments around support, your LMS, etc. So can you please pin a couple of those questions for me to read out? Thank you so much. Okay, Christian says, while this is going on, guys, feel that survey. Oh. Feel it, feel it, feel it, feel it. I saw a lot of comments around how a FOSA session went. You guys were like feeling it. So let us know so that we would know if we should organize the second one and if a FOSA should come and share that toolkit with you. So if you know you don't want to miss a FOSA's toolkit in the next session, fill this survey. Thank you so much. Christian says, I can't access my profile, so I don't know what to do with this video you keep sending link for. I'm so confused myself as to what this is. This is what we're talking about, guys. Clear communication. Christian, retype your message again. I don't understand what you just typed out, so I don't know how to respond. Please, can we see another pinned message so that we can read it? Thank you so much. Christian, I'm waiting for you. Once you send another update, I'll know how to respond. Thank you. Okay, how can I join the Gateway community? Balikis, please send an email to community@gateway.cc.africa with a screenshot of your dashboard showing your pathway and your track, and then the right link will be shared with you. Salem says, good morning. Please, I wanted to ask, what are all these live videos for when I cannot access my program? I registered since me and the program is yet to start. You need to clarify what pathway and track you're on, Salem, and then aside the technical skills that you'll be learning on the courses on the LMS, these are soft skills that also shape how you become and how farther you go in the gig economy. Mariam says, good morning. I'm Mariam from the Foundations Pathway. My LMS is not working, and how do we? When you're sending emails or requests like messages, clarify. We're talking about communications, guys. Let's start practicing it here. What exactly your LMS is not working? The message you sent now is very generic, Miriam, and I cannot understand it. So clarify in the chat again, and then we can come back to it. Thank you so much. I'm seeing some in the chat. As we look forward for Coursera to permit us, I wish how I'm not sure that I understand, but if you have any technical issues around Coursera, please send an email to training@gateway.cchub.africa. For every single course related issue that you have, or you're unable to watch your modules on Coursera, please send an email to training@gateway.cchub.africa. Glory says, please, where can I find the LMS in the dashboard? Okay. There's a video on YouTube right now that shows navigating the portal and your dashboard. So if you go to CC Hub Gateway Program, this particular YouTube page that you're on, you will see a video at the top that says navigating your dashboard and your portal. It's a 4 minute long video. It's a tutorial. It guides you how to navigate your dashboard from start to finish and just how to, find all of those hidden corners. Thank you so much. Sarah says, I stopped at Foundations Pathway and it is showing 95% and I'm done with my orientation course for a long time. I can't proceed. So you need to clarify your track, right? Because if you are on the UI UX design and digital marketing track, your courses are being rolled out in badges. So your main course, if you're on the UI UX design and digital marketing track, your main courses are being taken on Coursera. However, the courses are being rolled out in badges. So if you registered between March 23rd and June 26th, you would have received an invitation from our team and Coursera encouraging you to continue your learning on the platform. So Sarah Michael J2B, if you registered between March 23rd and June 26th, please go back and check your spam, check your promotions, check your junk folder to ensure that all, in case you missed an email from us, you just double check for that. Oluomachi Happiness says my graphics design lesson videos have been restored. So please log out, clear your browser cache, log back in, and you should be able to access your graphics design video on the LMS. I'm gonna take two more questions so that we can to the groove for the weekend, and I'm just going to sprinkle a bit of updates from the team just so that you have some stuff to look forward to for the rest of the month. Bella says I have done my LMS, but CC Hub, I have done my LMS. LMS is a feature on the platform, right? Your LMS is where your courses are being gotten. You cannot do your LMS, Bella. So I'm just going to assume that you've taken your course. Oh my God. You've taken your course, but CC Hub sent an email that I should complete video. But I'm really see, this is what we're talking about, guys. Communication. Bella, just maybe go back again and just type clearly what you're asking so that we know how to help. The final question that I will take on this particular call, Prince Kelly says, I'm on digital marketing and I can't access my course since May. I've been done with the orientation since. Please help. Okay, so like I said, if you are on the foundations pathway on the digital marketing track, your courses are being taken on Coursera. So if you registered, I'm just going to reiterate it for those at the back in case you missed it the first time. The courses are being rolled out in badges. So if you registered between March 23rd and June 26th, please go back and check your spam, check your junk, and check your promotions folder in case you missed it. Thank you so much. We're going to move it on. Ensure that you're filling the form, guys. So for every single support request that you need, and please, guys, let's begin to practice this whole communications etiquettes that we learned today. Ensure that you're sending us clear subjects, clear email bodies, clear requests, right? So that we're not going to spend 5 minutes trying to decode what you said even before proceeding to suggest, right? So if you want any support, guardians, or you're having any issues, please reach out to support@gateway.ccup.africa. If you want to be a part of any of our Telegram groups, please send a screenshot of your dashboard showing your pathway and your track to community@gateway.ccup.africa. If you have any course-related issue, say, oh, you got the invitation to Coursera, you can't watch the modules, you can't access the Coursera course, etc., please reach out to training@gateway.ccup.africa. If you have any safeguarding concerns, please reach out to safeguarding@gateway.ccup.africa. Please keep filling the feedback form. Let us know how you felt about today's session. And we have a couple of upcoming activities, guys, and I hope that you are excited to see Efosa again and get access to this exclusive toolkit that he has made. So if you know that you want to be a part of the people that get this toolkit, please watch out for updates for our next session. We're going to be having that on the 23rd of July. Same place, same time on YouTube. And you already enjoyed Zainab's, lightning talk. So this is probably going to be for women only. Sorry to the men, we'll bring you up to speed later. There's going to be a GDEI session for women only, 11 a.m. July 24th. So watch out for updates from us as well. And the reason why we are all here, the cocoa, I know everybody wants to start earning gig money, but do you even know how to structure your finance as a gig worker? Well, let's find out on July 21st at 11 a.m., same place on YouTube and same time. And so, whilst we're feeling the survey, we can see all the handles scrolling on our screen now. Just ensure that you're sending it to the right place. Again, exactly, for all voucher related inquiries. Oh, that's the elephant in the room. For all voucher related inquiries, right, please ensure that you reach out to worktools@gateway.cchub.africa. I'm just going to read a few updates that I think that we may be missing. Okay, we already talked about our next gig work etiquette session. We talked about the financial literacy session that's coming up July 21st. Talked about our GDEI. There's also a GDEI form. If you really loved, the way Zainab, you know, had us thinking about ourselves and how we're looking at ourselves every day, please ensure that you fill out that form as well. Yes, thank you so much. Okay, hi CC Hub. Today is birthday. Guys, we just talked about communications. I'm going to fight you people in the next session. When you come to the next session, all the things that Efosa has taught us, let's go and practice it this weekend. But happy birthday to you. Who? I don't even know what your real name is, you see. I'm just going to assume that you're called Who. But at Who dash X7V. Oh my God. I hope you have a lovely new year. This is a happy birthday from every single one of us at Gateway. You are so important to us. Everybody can take out time while we close out on this conversation to wish at Who. I wish you put your real name. But everybody, let's say happy birthday to at Who in the chat, even while we're filling out the survey form. So note that courses on Coursera is only for those that are on the foundations pathway. If you are on the growth pathway, all your courses are live on the LMS. So in case you finish orientation course and you say, oh, I can't unlock my next course, which is general gig work, you have to go to your dashboard. There's a sync now prompt on your dashboard, right? Click on that sync now prompt, log out, clear your browser cache, and then log back in. You will be able to unlock your general gig work course. So note that if you are on the growth pathway, right, you are not going to be taking any course on Coursera. The courses on Coursera are for only people in the UI, UX, and digital marketing track on the foundations pathway. Let's take it. Thank you so much. You guys are so cool in this community. Happy birthday to you, Who. And we will see you in the next session. So remember, there's a not private, but there's an exclusive toolkit that Efosa is going to give us. So if you want to get this toolkit, come to the next session. All right. See you. So when I see I need help, my instinct is always like, what's going on? I don't understand a thing. I haven't started anything on CC. I've just created my account. Okay. Send an email to support. Send an email to support@gateway.cc and we'll see how to help you. Okay, guys, have an amazing Friday afternoon. Please enjoy the rest of your weekend and don't forget to start practicing what Efosa has taught us today. See you on the next session. Bye.
Oh, yeah. Oh. I've been stuck on the sidelines watching life. Same routine, just getting by. Skills on top, kicks passing by. Too much grind, not enough pay. I know there's more and I won't pretend. This is the way the change begins. No more waiting, no more doubt. Right now's the time, I'm breaking out. No distractions, no excuses now. I'm locked in, I made a vow. From learning hands to earning plans. I rise, I build, I understand. The gate is open, I'm walking in. Through the gateway I begin. From learning to earning, I'm on my way. Turning my skills into gigs every day. We rise together, we won't break. Every move is mine to make. The gate is open, I'm stepping not the same. I've changed the game from ideas to real results, turning my skills into paying gigs. I see the vision crystal clear. Opportunity is here. What I build is what I own. I plant the seed, I fully grow. No more doubt, I know my worth. I'm creating value on this earth. Step by step, I claim my space. Rome is now my daily base. The gate is open, I'm walking in. Oh, through the getaway I begin. From learning to earning on my way, turning my skills into gigs every day. We rise together, we will break. Every move is mine to make. The gate is open, I'm stepping through. A dignified life, I'm coming through. Oh, oh, oh. This is my